Why Starbucks is moving from the UK. You all know well enough about the world's largest coffee shop chain, Starbucks. You don't just know about Starbucks. Maybe you love the company. With the dynamic strategy of developing a relaxing place between work and home, Starbucks has won the hearts of millions of its customers around the globe. Whether you go for a casual date or discuss your next big idea with your friends, Starbucks is the right place to go. Enjoying a cup of coffee while relaxing in a simple environment is what brings people to Starbucks. For many people, other coffee companies are not even competitors of Starbucks. People decide on going to a movie, watching a soccer game, or going to Starbucks. The company has set its standards so high that it is considered one of the most popular brands around the globe. It is an American coffeehouse chain with more than 33,000 outlets all over the globe. While you are taking a cup of coffee in your nearest outlet, people from 80 other countries are being served in a Starbucks coffeehouse. Almost 50% of Starbucks coffee houses are located in the United States, while in the UK, there are around 1,000 coffee houses where Starbucks is serving people. But in recent times, a high chance of Starbucks getting out of the UK operations has emerged. Starbucks entered the UK market back in 1998, and it's been around 24 years since the company started its operations in the United Kingdom. 70% of these Starbucks outlets around the UK are franchises, and the other remaining 30% of its business is run by the company itself. Like every other business, the business of Starbucks has been hit by the global pandemic COVID-19 after its outbreak in 2020. In this article, we will explore how the recent inflation, pandemic, and other issues have made Starbucks reconsider its position in the UK. Market challenges. During COVID-19, Starbucks faced many challenges that did not help the company's finances at all. Due to the lockdown provisions, sales decreased immensely during the pandemic. Higher costs of production are making it challenging for the company to generate the expected revenue. After the pandemic hit the shores of the UK, inflation immensely affected the prices of raw materials in almost every industry. The food and drinks industry were no exception. Even though Starbucks is a leader in the industry, it faced immense pressure from the market and its revenue dropped by margins. Reports show that the company's revenue dropped by 33% in the UK during COVID-19. Even after the pandemic is almost over, the company is facing great pressure from its rivals like Costa, Pret-a-Manger, and Tim Hortons to maximize revenues. The company had to face another problem even after the pandemic was over. What we all know about Starbucks is its unique consumer experience, which the company has failed to provide so during the pandemic. As COVID-19 started spreading all over the UK, the government closed most of the jobs that were conducted physically. A large number of the UK's working population shifted their work from offices to remote jobs. While Starbucks is a place for relaxation after stressful jobs at the office, a large number of potential customers of Starbucks have already shifted to work from home. The changes in consumer behavior during the COVID-19 pandemic are why Starbucks is failing in the UK. With the increasing inflation throughout the country, the people of the UK are now spending their daily expenses very carefully. The situation is so serious that the increasing rate of inflation is also causing a large number of people in the country to go below the poverty line. The question is how the inflation of the country is lowering the revenue of the coffeehouse chain giant that is ruling the world. The answer is simple. When inflation hits a country largely, people automatically shift their consumer behavior. In such a situation, people are more likely to go for cheaper products and lower their daily costs so that they can survive in the long run. Another big factor playing a role in this shift in consumer behavior is people's fear of uncertainty. When people are uncertain about their future, they tend to be more conscious about what they are spending on. The pandemic has brought this change in consumer behavior globally. The drastic and long-term effects of the pandemic are no secret to anyone. People around the world had to face real difficulty in dealing with the uncertainty of product prices during the pandemic. The UK was not free from this mass global inflation. By the end of May 2022, the inflation rate in the UK hit 9.1%, which is the highest in the last 40 years. Also, researchers believe that the inflation rate of the country will be increased to 11% by the end of 2022. While the economy is not growing well and the crisis is increasing, going to Starbucks regularly has become a luxury for many middle-class households in the UK. Inflation is hitting the UK economy so hard that maintaining the cost of living has become a challenge for the middle class. In 1964, the Bank of England started to keep track of the disposable income of the people of the country. The bank has reported that the disposable income of the country has fallen to the lowest in 2022. If we talk about one particular product, the price of food has increased immensely throughout England. Starbucks currently owns around 1,000 outlets in the country, and the significant decrease in its income has caused the coffeehouse chain to rethink its business in the UK. The store has a large number of franchises that are also worried about the issues regarding the company. In the initial stages of 2022, Starbucks hired the investment bank Houlihan Lokey to find potential buyers for the company. Buying out food chains is not something new. Many private equity groups have bought many big names in recent years. For example, Burger King. Coming back to the point, with the changes in consumer preferences and also the behavior of the market, Starbucks is constantly developing its business processes. The company is trying hard to stay in the competition and assure its position in the UK market. Currently, in Starbucks UK, the number of cold drink sales is increased rather than hot ones. This is a simple example of how the company is adapting to the changes made in the market. Also, the company has not been only seeing poor results as opposed to its efforts. The company made significant improvements in its business when the lockdowns in the metro areas were over. After the lockdowns were over, the Starbucks shops rapid growth in sales again. Here comes the simple question: will Starbucks sustain itself in the UK market, or it will be another sellout like Burger King? The answer is not as simple as the question. Various internal factors of the business and the external factors of the UK economy will play a big part in deciding the future of Starbucks. If the economy can control inflation well, the company will also see an increase in its revenue, and the decision-making and innovation of the company's higher management will determine how the company will perform in the future. Till then, enjoy your cup of coffee at the nearest outlet of Starbucks.